Every parent knows this moment. Your child is asked to practice. Yet their hands reach for a screen. Their feet wander away. Their heart resists. And inside your own heart, a question rises. Should I force them now? Or should I wait? This tiny choice may shape a lifetime. Welcome to Parents' Walk, a gentle stroll through the forest of wisdom. It is evening. The piano stands open, the sheet music ready, but the keys remain silent. While your child's fingers dance only on a phone, you gently remind them, it's time to practice, but they murmur back, later, I'll do it later. Your voice grows firm. If you don't practice now, how will you be ready tomorrow? This scene is not rare. It is the hidden heartbeat of many homes. A quiet battlefield between discipline and freedom. Between skill and spirit. In that moment, two voices argue inside you. The first voice is sharp and urgent. If I don't make them practice, they'll lose discipline. Skills are built by repetition. One missed day will weaken tomorrow. The second voice is softer, filled with fear. If I push too hard, they will grow to hate it. Perhaps one day, they will abandon it completely. This conflict is not truly about tonight's practice. It is about something larger. What habits will shape the child's life? What memories will echo in their heart? Parents do not fear one missed day. They fear the future that many missed days may build. This is why the decision feels so heavy. A small moment, carrying the weight of a lifetime. And so the parent begins a journey, not out into the world, but inward, toward reflection, toward wisdom. They ask themselves, what is practice, really? Is it only the building of skill? Or is it the shaping of attitude, the weaving of memory, the planting of joy? They open books, listen to research, remember their own childhood struggles. Slowly, they begin to see. This is not about whether the child practices. It is about how the child comes to meet practice. Will practice be remembered as pressure? Or as pride? As a burden? Or as a choice? The road ahead is unclear. But the journey has begun. And within it lies the hope of discovering a new way. A way beyond force and waiting. 30 minutes of practice. It looks the same from the outside. But inside the child's brain, it can be the difference between growth and blockage. The secret is not the time itself, but the heart within it. The parent's search leads them into the quiet world of knowledge. Neuroscience speaks first. Practice, it says, is more than repetition. Each time a child plays a note, each time they repeat a movement, neurons fire together, strengthening their connection. This process, called long-term potentiation, is the very foundation of learning. It is why a stumbling hand today can play fluently tomorrow. Practice literally reshapes the brain. But emotion changes everything. When practice is joyful, the brain releases dopamine. This chemical lights up reward pathways, deepening memory and motivation. It whispers, this is good. Do it again. When practice is forced, the body releases cortisol, the hormone of stress. Cortisol clouds the hippocampus, the center of memory and learning. It whispers instead, this is painful. Avoid it. So neuroscience teaches a profound truth. The same 30 minutes can either build the brain or burden it. Psychology adds its voice. Motivation, it says, comes in two forms. External motivation, the push of reward or punishment. No practice, no TV. It can spark action today, but fades tomorrow. Internal motivation, the pull of curiosity, pride, joy. This lasts. It is what brings a child back to the piano. Not because they must, but because they want to. Research shows that children who feel supported develop stronger internal motivation. They not only persist longer, they also create more freely and grow more resilient. And so the parent finds a deeper truth. Practice is not only about building skill, it is about shaping a child's relationship with learning itself. If practice is remembered as force, the child learns to resist. If practice is remembered as choice, the child learns to embrace. Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. The habit is not just in the fingers, but in the heart. The parent realizes, the true goal is not tonight's scales or tomorrow's test. The true goal is the fire that makes the child return willingly. Again and again, education, as Yeats wrote, is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. We listened to the voices of science and psychology. They taught us that joy builds, while pressure can break. They reminded us that motivation born within lasts longer than any command from outside. But what will the parent do with this knowledge? How can they act differently? In the moment of conflict? Before you raise your voice, pause for 10 seconds. In that small silence lies the power to change your child's future and your own heart. The next evening, the piano still waits in silence. The child still hesitates. Nothing has changed on the surface. Yet inside the parent, something is different. The urge to shout rises. But this time, they breathe. One slow breath. 10 seconds of stillness. And instead of practice now, they say, "Shall we begin with your favorite song? 10 minutes today, and the rest tomorrow. When you're done, let's take a walk together." The child looks up, surprised. The air feels softer. Practice begins, not as a battle, but as a choice. The parent has returned to the same living room, the same child, the same instrument, but the heart within them has changed. Where once there was guilt and anger, there is now calm. Where once there was struggle, there is now space. Discipline is still present, but it no longer comes as command. It comes as invitation. It comes with respect. And the child, though still reluctant at times, slowly meets practice in a new way. Not with fear, but with a growing sense of ownership. The parent realizes, this pause has given something greater than skill. It has given peace. It has restored balance. From this small pause, emerges a great change. The child remembers practice, not as force, but as freedom. The parent remembers discipline, not as pressure, but as patience. Their relationship shifts from conflict to trust, from tension to growth. The mind is the forerunner of all things. When the mind delights, happiness follows like a shadow. In these words, the parent hears an echo of their own journey. They see that practice is never just about notes or steps. It is about shaping a child's relationship with learning, with effort, with life itself. And it begins not with force or waiting, but with pause, with breath, with wisdom. So today, remember this. A small pause can create a great change. Not only in your child's skill, but in their spirit. Not only in your child's growth, but in your own heart as a parent. The pause protects both. The pause transforms both. The pause becomes the forest of wisdom that both parent and child may walk within. This is Wisdom Forest, a space for every parent to pause, to reflect, and to plant a seed of insight. If this reflection touched you, nurture the seed with a like, and let it grow by subscribing. The wisdom you sow today will become the forest your child walks in tomorrow.